going to pick up my sister from the psych ward. Wish me luck. Yeah, it didn't go well. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nada and this is the corner of the internet where I talk about literally whatever I want. Today I'm hoping to do a one-shot, a very minimal editing video, and I say this to my future self so that I won't ramble on and on about the topics that I'm going to talk about today. In general, I just kind of want to vent. You know, I have gas, not gas, damn. I'm not gonna edit that. I have things to say, I have things to let out of my body, and that just makes it sound like I have gas again. But I wanted to come on the internet and talk for a little bit because I know I'm not alone, but sometimes I feel alone, and it can be hard for me to just connect to the support that I have around me. And sometimes I just need to like vent it out to a random entity outside of myself. I'm a writer, okay? Isn't that what all writing is? Today I have a little mocktail with me. I'm doing dry January, so I've been making mocktails that are really fun. It is the Purple Power Trader Joe's juice, 100% cranberry juice. And instead of doing a shot of alcohol, I did a shot of Celsius, even though it's 7 p.m. right now. I'm gonna be up late. And then on top I did like a little floater of cranberry lime spark. I felt like I knew exactly what I was getting into for this year. And I had a lot of friends who had started the year and were just like, I'm not feeling it. This is weird. I don't like the vibes. Everything is on. And I was like, that's crazy. I feel fine. Like everything's great. It's so good. And then almost immediately, my sister started having episodes. And this is honest, like I'm telling a lot of my tea right now, and it's honestly kind of embarrassing. So please be kind. Please be kind. And please let me know if you have any kind of experience with this. Like if you have experience with family members who have mental illnesses. Okay, my sister has had mental health problems for most of the time that I've known her. She's 30, I'm 25. However, it's never been quite as intense as it was this time around. Like I said, I don't want to tell too much of her tea, so I'm not going to get into the like specific delusions that she was having or the specific thoughts that she was expressing to us that she had. But it was a lot of stuff that was like very scary, and I can't imagine what it would be like to sincerely believe those things and to like actually really have those fears, to like not be able to understand that those things that you're thinking and feeling are not real. But at the same time, like for me, I was up with her until 3 o'clock in the morning one night and until 2 o'clock in the morning another night, just because like, again, if you've never had someone in your family who is manic, or you've never been near someone who is manic, a lot of the times they can't sleep. And she sometimes will just get so like riled up on adrenaline and fear that like it's not like sleep. She slept for like 48 hours, or not 48 hours. She slept for 45 minutes in like a 72-hour period. And it was really scary. Like not being able to sleep because I wanted to stay up with her and I wanted to talk to her and I wanted to help her feel better, and B, like watching her just not be able to do anything or take care of herself at all. So Monday night, it's like 1 a.m. or something came around and she was just absolutely losing it. So I did what I normally do in situations like this, which isn't a solution, but is the best that I can do because I'm not a healthcare professional. And I called 911 to get an ambulance to come and take her to a mental health care hospital. Well, instead of sending an ambulance, they sent 3 police officers. So you can imagine my like anxiety and fear knowing that my sister, who is not in the same realm, like she's not on planet Earth with the rest of us, was having to speak to police officers in this vulnerable moment for herself. It's 1:00 in the morning. Everybody's fucking tired. I told them, I was like, she hasn't slept for 3 days, basically. She slept for 45 minutes in the past 3 days. And one of the officers was like, well, I know a little something about that. I know what that's like. I wish I could have done more. I did not have the presence of mind to do more, but I was like, you choosing to have a job where you don't get a lot of sleep is not the same thing as somebody who physically cannot go to sleep because they're in the midst of a manic episode. Like, that's not really the same thing, officer. It's a little bit different. So it was just a really annoying situation. And what ended up happening, again, I don't want to get too much into it because I just don't want to like tell too much of her business, but like, she got into a slight altercation with one of the officers who came. This was like 35 minutes after, or like an hour or something after they showed up, because they kept being like, well, why don't you just put on an old movie and try to fall asleep? And I was like, she's manic. Like, this is a person with schizophrenia. Like, we've been watching old movies for 3 days. She has slept for 45 minutes. So what is it? What are you actually here for? Like, why are you here? Where is the ambulance? They asked if we needed the fire department or an ambulance to come as soon as they walked in, and I was like, yes. And then they never called them, apparently because they thought, like, in their infinite power that they could de-escalate the situation, which is not what ended up happening. It ended up escalating. So she got into a small altercation with one of the officers and got arrested. And this is why we don't send police to the site of mental health crises, because any other situation, any other person, this could have ended up in a fatal mishap, right? This could have been a situation where I don't have a sister anymore because I called 911 because I needed help to take care of her, because I'm just one 25-year-old girl with no training to deal with mental health problems. And instead of sending somebody who could actually do something, a paramedic or an ambulance, they sent the police, people with guns and tasers. It was a bad situation all around. And then she was in the hospital for a few days, and I've been thinking a lot. My life has not been easy, okay? And I think it's time to talk about it. I've spent so much time trying to gloss over the ways in which my life has been very difficult in the past, really like 9 years since my dad got sick. My dad got sick with pancreatic cancer when I was a sophomore in high school, like right when I was going into my sophomore year of high school. And from that moment on, I kind of took on this caregiving role in my household, because he was sick and he needed somebody to help take care of him, and we couldn't afford in-house care. So it was me and my mom who were responsible for doing it. And at around the same time that he got sick is when my sister started to have her episodes. So like, since I was 16 years old, I have been taking care of the health, mental, physical, and otherwise, of my immediate family members. That's not easy. That's not, especially when it's A, not a job that you signed up for, B, not a job that you feel equipped to do, and C, not something that is like fun or entertaining or interesting, you know? And it's not like I don't feel resentment in my heart for what I have had to do in service of my family, because I would rather be helping them than just like be sitting back and watching, if that makes sense. Like, if I knew that there was literally anything in my power that I could do to help ease some of my dad's discomfort or help my sister with some of the fear that she's experiencing, like, I would rather be doing that than just being like, well, that's none of my business, I don't care. But at the same time, it's also like, I love these people, right? These are my OGs. These are people that I've known my entire life. literally. My sister's older than me. She's 5 years older than me. And we have this insane story where, like, the only present that she wanted for her 5th birthday was a little sister. And then 9 months later, there I was, you know? So I have this connection to her and this love for her that's not just rooted in that, but is also rooted in, like, her being one of the only people in the world who knew, one of 2 other people in the world who knew what it was like to grow up in the household that we grew up in, who knew what it was like to be around my dad, who is not on this earth anymore, you know, who loved him as much as I love him. And it's hard to watch someone who I love so much, like, honestly, just not be able to take care of themselves, like, honestly, and not understand either, to not know, like, she's not in the same reality as the rest of us, so she doesn't even know that she can't take care of herself. She doesn't even think that that's what's happening here. And it's really hard to be witness to that, because, like, this is my oldest friend, you know. We shared a womb, not at the same time, but, like, we have the same mother. We shared a womb, even if we didn't have the same mother. Like, we shared DNA. Even if we didn't share DNA, I grew up with her. Like, I care about her so much. And it's hard for me, because I'm getting to a point now in my life where I want to have my own life. I want to have my own experiences, and I can't spend the rest of my life subordinating my needs to those of my family, no matter how much I love them. It almost feels like that is the stark realization that I'm making this year, is, like, how can I love the people that I love, but love them while also taking care of myself and while also doing what I need to do for myself, because I didn't need to stay awake for 3 days with her when she was manic, and I didn't need to do a lot of things that I did. I can't think of any other examples right now, but, like, it's hard. But here's me popping in from the future. The whole thing about my sister, I just really wanted to conclude by saying, like, I think I'm in a place in my life right now where I'm learning how to love people without betraying myself, which apparently continues to be a theme in my life, because every relationship I've ever been in, which is all 2 of them, my family relationships, a lot of friendships that I've had, I've felt this need to act against my own interests in a way, and, like, really go out of my way to kind of sacrifice myself to help other people. And I think I'm finally getting to a point, like, I think what happened this month has really wrung all of that out of me. Like, I don't think I have any more to give. I don't think I have, and which is sad, a sad thing to say at 25, but, like, I don't think I have it left. Whatever it is, like, I do not have it left. So I think there's a way that we can love people and wish them the best, wish them grace, wish them care, wish them everything, but no longer hinge our own well-being upon them. Because I think part of my issue has been so closely, and I'm adding this, like, elf thing because I've looked in the mirror in the bathroom and I look casket ready. It's just getting worse. But I think part of my issue, my entire life really, in my relationship with my sister in particular, but my family in general, is that I've so closely grafted my sense of self to them. And it's almost like I feel like if they're doing well, then I'm doing well. And if they're not doing well, then I'm not doing well. And that's not the truth, you know. I'm my own person, even as I love and care about these people and I want the best for them, and I don't just mean my sister, like I mean everyone in my family and everyone that I know, honestly, because I do this with friends too. Even as, okay, that's already way better in terms of color. Even as I love and care about these people and want the best for them, I need to be able to prioritize myself, and I need to be able to understand myself as a person outside of these relationships that I have with people, and understand my function in the world outside of helping and or saving other people. And this is a lesson that I have been learning the hard way over and over and over again, basically my entire life. So I'm sure that it's gonna come up again in some way or another later on in my life, but at this point, this phase of who I am as a person, like, I'm learning to accept the things I cannot control, which is hard, really hard. But I think the only thing that would be harder than that is to continue to betray myself and like it not even really work out. Like, I've betrayed myself so much, and like what's the outcome? Nothing. I don't get anything. I don't have the person that I was with. I don't have the relationship with my sibling. I don't have the friendship. I don't have the good grades. I don't have anything to show for that self-betrayal except a sense within myself that I've failed myself. And so I need to stop doing that. I also just think, like, we need to normalize life sucking, okay? We need to start talking more about how people, not everyone in the goddamn world, okay, is like a 22-year-old TikToker who's a millionaire and is going on vacation every other week to St. Bart's and is dating some teeny bopper actor with a six-pack. Like, we don't all have that experience. A lot of us are like me, older than me, 25, still living at home, still dealing with these enmeshed family dynamics where it almost feels impossible to forge a self-identity outside of the caregiving role that I take in my family. And it fucking sucks. It feels like, wow, this was the adulthood that I was so desperate for when I was a child. This is what life is, you know? Which sounds so sad to say out loud, but again, I think we need to have these conversations as people. I think we need to be honest. There's so many people out there now who are not being honest. Like, a lot of people's lives suck. A lot of people are waking up every day, like I do a lot of the time, and going, wow, the same thing again, you know, nothing different, nothing changed, just whatever that, oh God, what is her name? Jasmine Masters, whatever that Jasmine Masters meme is, like, same shit every day, nothing different, nothing changed. Like, when will I be free? Sometimes is how I feel. When will something start to go better? And like, my friend just told me about this thing on Twitter where everyone is talking about how Gen Z is aging horribly, and it's like, my age, my dad had been to 4 countries, spoke 3.5 languages, and like could have purchased a house in any of those countries had he wanted to. Not, he hadn't been to, he lived in 4 countries and could have purchased a house in any of those countries if he wanted to. I have lived in, well, technically like 1.5 countries. I've lived in the US and I've lived in the UK for like 9 months while I was on a study abroad. But like, I've lived in 1 country and I couldn't even purchase a house in this country. Like, so many everybody that I know is either unemployed or underemployed. No one has any prospects in terms of, and if they are looking for a job, no one has any prospects in terms of getting that job. Like, that's why I said, is the job market real? Because there's all this projection, all these numbers coming out about this is the best job market in decades and unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. Where, mama? Because 2 years ago I put in, I swear I put in 300 job applications, and I heard back from maybe 20 of them, and all of them were rejections. I didn't get a single job interview, and I had multiple resume reviews, LinkedIn revamps, cover letter rewrites. I talked to people who I knew who worked for companies. Like, it just, nothing. Impenetrable. Places that I had not just experience, but way more experience than they were looking for. And it is utterly impenetrable. And I have a lot of friends who have the same experience. So it's like, when are we going to stop lying? When are we going to start coming together and talking to one another about the fact that everything fucking sucks? Like, this thing that happened with my sister last weekend really feels like the cherry on top of a shit cake that has been baking in the oven for years. And I'm like, when will I know peace? When will we as a collective know peace? Because at the end of the day, like, honestly, it's not just about me, you know? It's not just about, and I'm not just thinking about me. Like, I wake up every day and I get on the internet and I'm like, oh my God, we're just supposed to pretend like halfway around the world there aren't people just for existing. Oh God, I might have to edit this so I can take out any like curse words or whatever. We have to wake up every day and act like there aren't people halfway around the world who are being unalived just for existing. We have to wake up every day and act like there isn't WAR going on in the Middle East right now. We have to pretend like the things that we're being told about why this WAR in the Middle East is happening are the truth when they're not. It's just, I'm at my wit's end with it, honestly, and I'm done being in a place where I'm just going to like grin and bear it, because I'm not going to grin and bear it. I'm actually going to be very insufferable. That's a plan. I'm going to be very insufferable. And if you think I've been insufferable thus far, you have not seen anything yet, baby. Like, it's really disheartening. I'm trying to have a life. I'm trying to have a life and not feel like time has run out and everything has passed me by. But it's hard to do that when I look outside and it just is like that, you know? And like, part of this is the thing with my sister making me feel like super depressed and very pessimistic, but also the other part of it existed before she even started the rumblings of her latest manic episode, you know? I am really tired. I'm not tired. I'm just frustrated, I think is the truth. I'm frustrated and I want better for us as a human collective. Yeah, so that was my second, like, topic that I wanted to talk about. Let's normalize life sucking, okay? What has sucked in your life recently? Let me know in the comments down below. What has been absolutely horrible? Because, you know, I've watched every manifestation guru and like new age practitioner on YouTube at this point, and there's a lot of mindset stuff that they say that I have found helpful in my life. Like, it has really helped me to reframe the way that I think about a lot of things and to not just be so consistently negative all the time. That being said, sometimes I just need to sit down and be like, this shit sucks. I hate it. This is horrible. I'm in a bad place. The world is in a bad place. My life is crumbling around me. I don't like anything that's happening. I want this, this, and this, and I don't see any way to be able to get it. And I'm just like scrabbling at a wall. I'm like sometimes I feel like I'm scrabbling at a brick wall, trying to climb up it like it's a ladder, and it's not. It's not. So I want you to feel as though this comment section down below is your space to literally complain about whatever you want, okay? Complain about whatever you want. It could even be me. I accept that, and I see you and I feel you, because sometimes random people on the internet just annoy the ever-loving crap out of me. I saw this person do a video where they were talking about how they renovated their like historic studio apartment, and this person commented, if I was a landlord, I'd be suing for damages. And I was like, I responded. There were already 96 other responses on the comment, but I just had enough that day. I said, well, it's a good thing you're a random bitch on the internet and not the landlord, isn't it? Sometimes we have to spread hate. Lovingly. Sometimes we have to spread hate, okay? What did Chris Clemens just say on his podcast? I saw this in an Angelica Oles video. She was talking about how he was like, we need to normalize having opinions again. Yeah. Low stakes, non-hateful opinions. Yeah. In fact, I think we need to bring back low stakes hate. I think there needs to be more low stakes hate in the world, okay? Like, not hate that's going to disenfranchise people or end up getting them unalived or ruin their job prospects or like keep them from having housing or anything like that, but just like low stakes hate, opinions, thoughts, feelings. I think we need to bring that back disrespectfully. 2, not everything has to be respectful, okay? Why do I always have to be nice? All right, at this point I'm rambling, so I'm going to move on to my next subject, and my next topic kind of leads into this, because I really wanted to talk about Renee Rapp and what I think this cycle, the like Hollywood it girl cycle, is going to do to her, because everybody loves a bitch who has no filter and tells it like it is until the like mill runs out and they're like, she's so annoying, I hate her, whatever. We saw it with Jennifer Lawrence, we saw it with Anne Hathaway, we're likely gonna see it again with Renee Rapp. I would just like to say, I have been on this Renee Rapp train since Sex Lives of College Girls came out and I found out that the bitch can sing, okay? I might not be a day one, but I'm gonna claim it like I am, because I love her. And what I will not do, and mama knows who her mothers are, okay? If you search Renee Rapp Love on Top, she sings Beyonce very well. And not everybody can say that, okay? In fact, very few people can say that. So I enjoy her. I like her. I see people in maybe a month being like, oh my god, she's so shitty, she's so weird, she's such a bitch, everyone, I hate her, I've always hated her, I can't believe everyone was like caught up in her spell, whatever. That's what the internet does to any woman that it adopts. I love her. I have loved her. I will continue to love her. And if I ever come on this platform talking about we need to talk about how annoying Renee Rapp is, I want you all to lovingly, verbally beat my ass in the comments, because that would be very fake of me. That would be very disingenuous. That would be very untruthful of me. And why do we like these people? You know, why do we enjoy people like Jennifer Lawrence and Renee Rapp? It's because we know that we need more truth in the world, especially where it respects like Hollywood and fame and like all of that stuff, right? So it's exhausting. The thing about famous people is that they lie literally all the time. And I think they lie so much that it doesn't even feel like lying anymore, you know, because what they tell the public doesn't have to be the truth, as long as they know what the truth is. But then what ends up happening when you spend your entire time lying is that your life basically just becomes a web of lies. Now, a lot of the statements that we get on the internet from famous people, a lot of the things that famous people say, they're just lies. See, for example, Selena Gomez at the Golden Globes, clearly talking about Timothy and Kylie, and then she wants to get on the internet and say, I wasn't talking about Timothy and Kylie, I was talking about my 2 friends who hooked up with one another. Mama, we saw you. We saw your mouth move. Not even necessarily, like, it didn't necessarily have to be, like, hateful or anything like that. But, like, Kelly Teller very clearly said, with Timothy, and she nodded. Why are you lying? I'm not stupid. Some other people might pretend like they are so that they can believe the things that you're saying and be able to sleep at night, but I'm not, you know? And so we latch on to these people and we're obsessed with these people and we love them for their honesty And then we lambast them and tear them down for that exact same honesty at some point. It's not even necessarily just like the honesty, it's that the honesty gets annoying, you know? Or I don't even know if it's that the honesty gets annoying. I think it's just like people are fickle, and any overexposure to anyone can oftentimes lead to a change of feeling, change of fortune, change of attitude, change of... Now, what I want to say about Miss Renee, even though I grew up learning French and her name is spelled wrong, we're not going to get into it too deep because Mama is talented, and that is becoming increasingly rare in Hollywood, okay? Just look at her co-stars in that Mean Girls movie. Now, I'm not talking about Ali, I'm not talking about BB, okay? I'm not talking about the black one. I don't know what his name is, and I'm so sorry. All right, but some of the other people in that Mean Girls movie musical, why are you here? Why are you here, Chris Briney? Why are you here, Angourie? You know how to sing. What's going on? Why are you here? So, like, Renee is talented, and that is... talent is actually really a dying breed in young Hollywood. Like, a lot of people are not talented, and it's okay to acknowledge that because they bring something else to the table, whether it's their looks, their energy, you know, their nepo connections, whatever. They bring something else to the table. And also the other thing is, like, talent is not a finite resource. You can become better at things, you know. Not everyone is born a good actor. See Charles Melton, okay? Not born a good actor, but he spent several years on Riverdale, and he must have learned something because he's being nominated for Governor's Awards, and he's getting Oscar buzz for May, December, you know? So you can learn how to be good at acting, singing, dancing, whatever, but there's nothing that quite beats that just, like, came out the mom's belly ready to slay the girls. And that's what Renee gives, okay? And people are already starting with there's just something about her that doesn't sit right with me. She seems like a spoiled brat. She seems like a bitch. Oh my God, I look casket ready, okay? I look whoa. Let me see if I can turn this light down. Yeah. Oh, that's as low as it goes. This is the Alex Earl selfie light. I didn't buy it because of Alex Earl. I bought it because of Kathleen Lights. People are already saying, like, she seems like an entitled bitch. I hate her, blah, 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 whatever. Well, what exactly are you giving us, Martha? What exactly are you giving us, Jamie? Sarah? Sock? Because I know there's some non-binaries out there who are feeling the same way. What are you giving us? Nothing? Oh, okay. At least Renee is giving us talent, okay? I very nearly, if I had been able to get standby tickets for SNL, I absolutely would have at the last minute driven from where I live up to New York City to go watch Renee Rapp perform. Fuck Jacob Elordi. Okay, fuck the entire rest of the cast of SNL. I don't care about any of those motherfuckers. I was going to watch Renee Rapp sing 2 songs. I was going to get in the car and do that. I simply wasn't able to get tickets. And that's the only reason that I'm in my house right now. Okay. People are online talking about she seems so entitled, she seems so annoying, she seems like a brat, blah, 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 whatever. Y'all clearly either were not alive or do not have praying mothers and grandmothers who remember the years of Mariah Carey, okay? Now, Mariah, she's still giving us diva. She's still giving us what needs to be gave. However, she's toned it down since having children. She's toned it down. Not a lot, but a little bit. Mariah, once again, is what happens when you know that you're talented and you're not going to take any BS, okay? People saying that Renee seems like an entitled brat because she left a show where she didn't feel like her talents were being appreciated, or she simply just didn't want to do it anymore. I think that's kind of C-U-N-T-Y. I think that kind of eats. I think that kind of serves, okay? We need to normalize famous people being able to say no. And the part of the reason that Hollywood is such an incestuous clusterfuck, where people are allowed to do whatever and abuse whoever and treat whomever however they want, is because when people like Renee don't want to do things anymore, when people want to leave things, when people are being mistreated, when people are being abused at work, they're expected to just shut up and take it and just keep going. She said, no, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because she's a diva. She's simply the first diva that Gen Z has encountered, and they have no idea what to do with her. They're like, she's not people pleasing. She's not going with the program. She's not following the establishment. I thought that's what we were all about, Gen Z. I thought that's what we were all about, Gen Z. Not people pleasing, breaking ancestral curses, not following the established agenda. And yet the first time you see a bitch doing that, all of a sudden everyone is like, I kind of hate her. Don't you? No. And I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Renee is a diva, and Gen Z has not had a real diva yet. If you can think of a diva contender, like a Gen Z diva contender, let me know in the comments down below, because I literally cannot think of anyone who has matched her levels of talent, intrigue, and just like overall not giving a fuckness, you know? Like, she's gonna do what she wants and move how she wants, and like, yeah, I too enjoy the sex lives. Enjoyed. Oh, there's my dog. I too enjoyed the sex lives of college girls, okay? I too love Leighton as a character. And I am also sad that Renee has decided to no longer go on this journey, you know, embark on this endeavor. But like, as Beyonce said, diva is a female version of a hustler. Do you want her to hustle or do you not? Like, the music is good, okay? The singing is good. The acting is good. What is she supposed to do if she's in a place where she feels like her artistic integrity is being compromised? So I am saying it now, and I'm saying it loud, and I'm saying it proud. When the Renee Rapp hate train eventually, inevitably rolls into the station, I will not be on it unless she has murdered a baby. I'm also going to be asking the people, don't you remember January 2023, January 2024, when she was Mother? When everybody loved her so much? When she was in Mean Girls and she was doing the press tour and there were all these edits of her interviews online? You don't remember that? That's weird because I do. And I have the screenshots to prove it. Yeah, so that's Renee. What's next? Yes. Oh, I just wanted to touch really quickly on the Vanderpump Rules video that I'm working on. I'm really excited about it, okay? Because I got into Vanderpump Rules, and I've said this in a few videos. I got into Vanderpump Rules last year after Scandal. My sister had always watched it when I was like, whenever I was growing up. So like, I had heard about the show. I knew some things, but I didn't know how nasty those motherfuckers could be to one another, okay? I'll say that. I have been working on this video honestly for like a year, which is kind of crazy to say out loud, but I haven't been working on it for a year straight. I started filming it a year ago, and then I just like couldn't do it anymore. Like, I fell off completely. I didn't have time. I had work obligations and all of that stuff. And now I'm finishing it and I'm getting ready to post it ahead of the season 11 premiere for Vanderpump Rules. And I just want to say, like, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm not going to say anything else about it in this video except to say, like, it can be really hard and really disheartening to be like super excited about something that I want to make and then just like not have people respond to it, you know? And that's like the main reason that I stopped doing Vlogmas last year. Like, I've said this before, so I don't want to sound redundant or like I'm complaining, because I'm not, because I really do love making videos. But at the same time, like, I'm not a content creator full-time, you know? This isn't my job as of now. I do have a job that I have to work so that I can take care of myself, and take care of this beast that is licking herself behind me. Oh God, that's just so delicious. That just blends in effortlessly. Oh, I love it. It's the Natasha Denona concealer, if anybody was wondering. So I do have to work a job, you know, and then I also have like classes that I'm taking, and I have friendship and all this just like, this isn't my job. And so for me to put in the time, effort, and work honestly into editing something and have people just like not really care about it is like very heartbreaking. But it's also the way that the world turns, you know, that's like how life is. And I think as this platform continues, like as I continue to make things on this page and continue to use it as an outlet for my creative energies, I just need to say out loud, like I just need to reiterate to myself, honestly, that I'm going to continue to make whatever I want. And even if other people aren't watching my videos, I'm watching my videos and I'm laughing my ass off. Okay, like I'm having a great effing time. I love my videos. I think I'm so funny. I love the topics that I choose to talk about, obviously, because like, why would I talk about them if I didn't love them and if I wasn't interested in them? And yeah, I just like, I'm really excited about this video, but I also know it's gonna probably, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, it's gonna probably be like 4 or 5 hours long, and it's gonna be it is already a lot of work. Like I'm rewatching the show. I'm not rewatching the show, but I'm rewatching the reunions right now so that I can remember what happens in the show. And this edit is gonna be a behemoth, and I don't even really like editing, but I also think it's going to be super fun and super worth it to just like see the final product out in the world finally. So yeah, I just wanted to say that about. Okay, quickly too, I wanted to touch a little bit on Ariana Grande's new single, Yes and. So if you're new here, you might not know that I am a self-proclaimed Ariana Grande stan, and I feel so weird even saying that now, because I kind of feel like her op. I kind of feel like her op. Like I made a whole 35-minute video about the situation with her and Ethan Slater, and just me talking about like how I feel about the thing and like what I thought about his ex-wife's statement about how she's not a quote-unquote girl's girl. And like then she comes out with a yes and she's like, she's just saying a lot of things, and I feel a little, it feels a little, if the shoe fits, wear it, you know. And honestly, like she said, say on the record, she said, say that shit with your chest. I say it with my chest. I wear it with pride, and I say proudly that I would never say anything on the internet about someone that I wouldn't feel comfortable saying to their face, like whether it's a person that I know or a person that I follow, because I think that's very bitch made for you to get on the internet and make videos, and then when people have an issue with something that you said or an opinion that you expressed, instead of you standing up in that and being like, yeah, I said that, yeah, that's how I feel, you're just like, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I love you so much, oh, I'm sorry. Like, no, I understand that like celebrities are people, but also that we don't know them. But I also think that it does everyone, like every human that is alive, a disservice to either put celebrities on a pedestal or to try super hard to bring them down to earth by like being evil and mean to them all the time. And so my remedy for that is to just like say my honest opinion about the things that they do, the same way that I would say my honest opinion about the things that my friends do. And like, they're not my friends, but once again, bring back opinions disrespectfully, whatever. So I, at first, on my first listen to the record, I was like, it's grown on me as time has gone on, because it's an earworm, of course, you know, it's like a dance music. It's a dance song. That's the point of it, is for you to like listen to it a lot and want to dance to it. That being said, I am bothered by that line where she says, why do you care what dick I ride? Because, mommy, you know why we care. If we didn't care, you wouldn't have a career. Like, that's how being famous works, you know? You don't just get to, you essentially make a deal with the devil. No, I'm not saying it's literally a deal with the devil. I don't know anything. Ask Cat Williams, don't ask me. But you essentially make a deal with the devil and you say, in exchange for my privacy and my autonomy, I am going to take wealth and fame. Now, I don't know that Ariana ever aspired to the level of fame that she is at now. I think she's just like a very talented singer and performer, and so she just kind of like fell into it and ended up here. Also, her parents are rich, so like, you know, she had access that other people don't. I feel like, that being said, whether you aspired to it or not, if you know that you have it, you have to understand why people care about the things that you do. Like, you have to, especially if the things that you do are morally abhorrent and socially repugnant. Like, you have to know why people care. Maybe you're not happy that they care, but you know why, you know. So that did annoy me a little bit, and I was like, oh, so it's not going to be taking accountability for what we've done. We're not going to be, because the fact of the matter is, you know, you can say what you want to say about the timeline, whether or not she allegedly actually stole this man from his wife. Like, again, it takes two to tango. Like, you can't steal a man that is not willing to go himself, all of that. But let's look at the Carfax, okay? The ex-wife gave birth in August of 2022. Filming started in December of 2022. She was visiting set as late as March of 2023, right? Y'all started dating allegedly several months before July. Well, several is less than many, but more than a few. Few is 3 or more. A couple is 2. Many is probably 7 or more. So several months, what's that, 3-4 months, starting in July? So, like, the math is not mathing regardless. Like, whether or not Ariana's relationship was over when, like, definitively over when she started seeing this man, it's not giving that his relationship was definitively over, regardless of what he might have said to Miss Arianka or what she might have assumed. And so that's why people care, mama. There's a baby involved. You hung out with the wife of the man you're dating and held her baby and looked in her face and told her that you wanted to have kids someday, and then started sleeping with her husband. And they're still married now, even though Ariana's divorce is finalized. So it's like, you don't be disingenuous. You know why we care. And that gets back to my beginning statement of, like, I think people are tired of celebrities because they just lie for, like, no reason. And even when they're not lying, they're misrepresenting the truth to make people seem, either to make themselves or make other people seem better or worse than they are. It's all a narrative. It's all a story. Nothing that we encounter with them is true. And I think it's like, people are getting tired of it. It's tiring. It's tiring to constantly be like, all of the people that we see on a daily basis consistently are the people who are, like, put forward, who are selling us products, who are starring in TV shows and movies that we watch and all of this stuff. They can't be trusted. That's exhausting. To think, like, anything that comes out of the mouth of someone who you enjoy, who you find to be talented, is going to be a lie. That's really tiring, and it's sad. And there has to be, I think, for the, I guess the word is negotiation, like, for the negotiation between audience member and star to work, like, for us to believe their recommendations, believe them when they get paid millions of dollars to endorse a product, or find them worthy enough to spend our dollars with, there needs to be a level of trust. We don't need to know everything about famous people, you know? I think that is a bridge too far. But, like, when we do know stuff, just don't lie. Just don't lie. Like, you could just say nothing instead of lying, allegedly. It does feel weird listening to the music now, feeling like she kind of called me personally out, but I know that she didn't. I know the likelihood that this woman saw the video that I made about her is infinitesimally small. And I also wasn't making comments about her body, so like that doesn't have anything to do with me, but it's like it does make it feel weird. It does make it feel weird because I know now if I ever met her, she would be like, she would think I'm a fake fan or something. But again, like I'm not gonna pretend like I don't have an opinion about the things that people who make their living on making their personal lives public do. Like I'm not gonna care that I don't. I'm not gonna pretend that I don't care. You know, because I do. And I think it's interesting. And I think it says a lot about us as a society, what we find to be permissible and impermissible behavior from people of various different groups. It's just like boring. Like I feel really, I guess, making videos online, I feel, and this is entirely like intrinsic pressure, but I feel a lot of pressure to just like be basically a dancing monkey that is constantly like on the unicycle and like smiling and talking really loud and being happy and having a great time and all this stuff. And I don't feel that way a lot of the time. Like a lot of the time I'm just like, this is the energy that I have and I just want to talk shit or not shit, but I just want to talk. I just want to like have conversations and not, once again, like the entire time, the entire reason that I started this YouTube channel is because not everyone that I know likes to talk about all of the same things that I like to talk about. And so I like to come on here and just be able to say whatever I want to say and have conversations with people in the comments and read the conversations that people are having in the comments and just like see what the general consensus is on this thing that I've spent an inordinate amount of time talking about, because I do hyper fixate. I feel this really strong pressure to like be entertaining all the time and like just like make people always just want to tune in and like stay and viewer retention and blah 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 blah, blah, blah whatever. I need to get over my own self apprehensions about whether or not anything I'm saying is actually interesting, because I'm sure someone out there will think that it is, even if not everyone does. So as I put on my mascara, let's go over a little summary, if you will, of everything that we've talked about in this video. I talked about my sister and my like weird codependency issues in relationships, and how the beginning of this year, even though it's only been 20 fucking days, has already really kind of sucked. And I want you guys to let me know the ways that it has sucked for you. Like misery does love company. I'm gonna get out of the misery phase at some point, you know, but that day is not today. So today I am asking for company, and hopefully y'all can provide it. What else? We talked about how we need to normalize accepting that sometimes life fucking sucks. Sometimes things are not going well, and we have hopes for ourselves, we have dreams for ourselves, but we have no clue whatsoever if any of it is possible, when it might happen, or how it might happen. And it's okay to say, look, I don't know what the F is going on in my life, and I'm scared of the future because the present has been feeling very samey if I have to do this every day for the rest of my life. Anyways, you can fill in the blank. We also talked about Gen Z's first diva, Miss Renee Rapp, and how I think that the internet will inevitably turn on her. I just want, what does she call her fans? Because I don't know what they are, but I am one of them. Whatever the fandom is called, I want us to rally the troops when the time comes and start posting receipts. This year, weren't you licking her butthole 2 weeks ago? And now all of a sudden, now that everybody else hates her, you want to hate her too? Oh, okay. All right. This is the thing. I know people say this about famous people all the time. I really truly believe that me and Miss Renee will be friends. I think that. I think that we will be friends. I think that we will meet one another and fuck with each other and vibe with one another's energy. And I think real recognizes real. I am her fan. And whilst I am her fan, I will be defending her when it merits. If it doesn't merit, like, imagine she has an N-word scandal immediately after I post this. Like, I actually would just, we would have to add that to the list of reasons that life sucks right now. We also did an Ariana Grande. Why did I say it like that? I actually hate myself. We also did a mini little Ariana Grande reprise, just talking once again about Miss Grons, Miss Bubbles. I feel like people call her Bubbles in her personal life. I don't know. Something about her is just very bubbly. Talking about Miss Bubbles and how it's okay. It's okay to tell the truth, first of all, even if the truth is I did something bad. Like, let's not be disingenuous. Don't be like, why do you care whose dick I ride? You know why we care. You don't have to lay prostrate in the street and apologize to us. You don't have to, you know, walk through King's Landing with a shame, with Hannah Waddington in a nun's habit behind you shouting shame as you atone for the sin that you have done against this woman. Nobody's asking for that. Just, like, don't lie, you know? And if you don't want to talk about something, if you don't want to address something, if you don't want people talking about it, like, her body is one thing, I get that, but, like, something that you did, allegedly, just don't talk about it. If you don't want your relationship to be public, it doesn't have to be public, you know? You don't have to respond. You don't have to get upset. You can just say, okay. I release the things that I cannot control. If my ass is learning how to do it, her ass can do it too, okay? If you want to talk about a bitch being controlling, patient zero right here. And then we also talked about my Vanderpump Rules video, which is going to be coming out a week from when you are watching this. So you should see this video on Saturday, January 21st, and by Saturday, January 28th, my Vanderpump Rules deep dive video will be live. It will be everything that you have ever wanted or not wanted to know about the television. This is 11 seasons of mess, lies, intrigue, and I think it's really, like, Vanderpump Rules is really a microcosm. It's a more accessible microcosm of what fame-hungry, like, ladder climbing Hollywood is like. Not everyone on the show is fame hungry. Not everyone on the show is ladder climbing. But the way that I said that, like, celebrities just lie, yeah. The people on this show lie like it's breathing air and have next to no scruples about it. And once you start to understand how they lie, you can start to understand how celebrities lie. And once you start to understand how celebrities lie, you might lose your entire faith in humanity. Or you might realize that the people that you know and have interpersonal relationships can be trusted, and these randoms who want to sell us product cannot. This is my finished makeup look. Thank you so much for watching to this point of the video. If you have, oh, I guess I should put my earrings back on. I bought these at Target and they broke the next day. So one of them is missing this, like, thingy, and the other one I'm putting on right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've gotten to this point, we're gonna get through this, you know? If you're like me, 25, 27, 45, 55, still living at home or just moved back home, looking at yourself and being like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? We're gonna get through this together, okay? We're gonna take our time to acknowledge the suck, and once we've acknowledged it, we're going to let it go and move on. I believe in you the same way that I believe in me. Things are going to improve. So, again, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm excited to see you in the next one, and let me know what you thought in the comments down below. I'm signing off now to probably sweat all this makeup off as I exercise. Bye!